Hey everybody, today I'm going to make a holiday dessert that I think would just be wonderful on your dessert table this year. I did not think this up. I got the idea for it from watching Mandy in the Making, and she has a spot she calls Batter Chatter, and so she made a apple pie cup. I'm not sure if that's exactly what she called it, but if you'd like to see that video, her name again is Mandy in the Making. And so I wanted to try it, but I didn't have the same ingredients that she has. So this, what I'm getting ready to show you, is what I came up with, and it's simple to do. You can, it's just countless the ways that you can make this, and it just takes a little imagination, and it will be really good. So I'm gonna do two different kinds. One, I'm gonna use cinnamon rolls, and the other one, this is sweet biscuits with icing, but it's blueberry. Kind of like the cinnamon rolls in a way. So I'm gonna bring you down so you can see. We use the muffin pans, and let's see how many are in here. I'm sure it says there's 8. So I have too many to try to put them in one. There's 8 in each one, so it's a good thing I have 2 pans. I'm losing my little cap on here. Okay, so I've got these sprayed, and I'm gonna, let me see, what do we cook this on? 375. So we're gonna cook these on 375. It says 10 to 14 minutes because these are gonna be laid out different than baking them in biscuit form. It might take a little less time. I was just checking after 10 minutes, and you want a nice golden brown biscuit, or cup is what Mandy called them, and that's what I'll call them. So we're going to, I'm really out of breath today. I'm going to put each one in here to begin with. And we won't be using this today, but they give you a little container of the icing. And so I will put that in the refrigerator and figure out something to use it on. So then you just smash down and get your little cups going up the side of your muffin pan, and just do it as best as you can. If the bread dough breaks, try to patch it up. And that's what it will look like when you get it mashed down. Then, when you get all those mashed, if you're doing a second container or a roll, then, well, usually I don't have much trouble with these. Okay. So here are the cinnamon rolls, and they're kind of falling apart, but you just put these in the bottom. If you let them get a little bit like room temperature, they'll be easier to work with. And you're going to mash them down just like you did the blueberry ones. And once they're cooked, we're going to fill them up. Mandy did hers with apple. I'm going to use something different with mine because I didn't have apple, and the apple looked so good. This is really hard to deal with. So I believe I got this at Publix. This cinnamon one, and it's, like I say, a little bit hard to deal with. Okay, what I'm going to do is go ahead and get these spread out. I'm going to put them in the oven and let them cook until they have gotten lightly golden brown. I'm going to take them out of the oven, and then I'll come back and we will finish up what we're doing. Okay, I've got the pastry cups ready, and about halfway through cooking, I had to take the spoon and mash the centers back down. I don't know if you can see that really, because it rose all up. And so anyway, I'm just trying to make that little tunnel or whatever you call it, that the goodness goes in. And I did the same with these. And it's not hard to do. You just take your spoon and push down, and it works out fine. So now I'm going to make one of the fillings. One of these, the blueberry pastry, we're going to make blueberry cheesecake and put in it. The cinnamon one, we're going to make pumpkin pie filling and put in it with Cool Whip on top. And then the blueberry will have blueberries on it. So Kaylin went with her school. It was only a few days ago, because the day they had planned for her class to go to a pumpkin patch was called off because it rained. So she went a few days ago, and she drew on her pumpkin and did all she wanted to do with it. And so then I told her I was going to make some pumpkin dessert with it, and she loves pumpkin, so she was real happy about that. So what I did was cut the pumpkin in half from the stem down. And then you just rake out all the seeds and get rid of those, or if you bake those, you know, whatever you do with those, you do that. And then I turn them both upside down on a sheet pan, put a little water, put it on 350 degrees, and just let it bake like that until the pumpkin's done. Then I let it cool and took off the skin off the pumpkin. So here's what we have, is a big bowl of the pumpkin. And so to that, I'm going to add some brown sugar, and I want to add about 1.5 cups. And I think that would be it right there. I want to add some evaporated milk, and I only have 1 can. So I'm going to have to add whole milk as my other can. And it might not work out so good if I didn't have at least 1 can of evaporated milk, but I think it's going to be fine. It's bubbled up. Okay. Okay, I'm going to add 4 eggs. And I probably should have gotten a bigger bowl. And then to that, I'm going to add some cinnamon. You add the amount you want if you like yours real spicy or not so much. This is a little bit more and it'll be a tablespoon. There. A tablespoon of cinnamon. This is nutmeg. And I have a big, nice full teaspoon. And then ginger. I'll have a nice big teaspoon also. So I'll be right back. I didn't realize my bowl was going to be this full. So I'm just mashing the pumpkin. After I get it going, it'll be okay, but until then, this could get messy. An immersion blender would work real good right now, which I have, but I don't know why I'm not getting it out. I think because I feel like I can do it this way. But let me get it out. Okay, this will make it a lot easier. All right, we'll get this mixed up real fast. Sorry for the interruption. I'm going to let it go one more time. Okay. Now I'm going to just mix it up a little like this. It's gotten nice and smooth since I used the immersion blender. I would have been here all day if I hadn't went ahead and got that out. So what I'm going to do next is pour this in a baking dish or a casserole dish. And I want to spray it. And then just empty it in there. And I'm going to put this in the oven. And it's going to cook close to an hour. You just have to keep your eye on it after it's been in for a while. I'm wearing more of this than I've got in this pan, I think. Anyway, I'm going to let this cook, and then we'll come back and we'll go on to the next step with these pie cut thingies.